Hello Internet, my name is Taliesin.
And I'm Evitel.
And, well, number one, it's my birthday. Woo! It's Taliesin's birthday today.
Break out the wine.
Okay,
I mean,
then.
we do that anyway.
Yeah, this is my birthday wine. And what better way to celebrate my birthday? This is how I always like to spend all of my birthdays.
Yeah.
Blizzard obviously knew it was because we very recently, in the last couple of days, got our preview, data mined, of the 7.2 armor sets for the Tomb of Sargeras raid, for fuck's sake.
I don't know about you guys, but they are pretty exciting.
Tier 20. We always knew they were going to be based on Tier 6, which I think is the Black Temple, the last raid of Burning Crusade.
Old school.
Yeah, very old school, very cool, and everyone's really excited about that. Looking at them, they're less like inspired by Tier 6, and they are literally like recast. They are just sort of high-res versions of Tier 6
They
with
look
some.
so good.
They're so great with some color changes and stuff. So we're going to be having a look at them right now. Join us as we look at Tier 20 armor sets coming up in Legion 7.2. Are you excited, Evitel?
I'm so ready. Tier 20 though.
What did I say?
Are we getting old?
Yeah. Shit, man.
Yeah.
No, 20 still sounds young to me.
Right?
Yeah. Tier 21, that's what it's all at.
Drinking tier.
No. Tier
Not
20.
in the US.
Absolutely, exactly. When we're on like Tier 40
one
day,
then
we'll be
we're
going,
old.
oh no, I'm not on Tier 40, mate, I'm on Tier 21. So this is the Demon Hunter. Now, obviously, there
No,
are...
you don't say.
It definitely
You don't
is,
say.
yeah. You might not know this, Evitel, but Demon Hunters weren't around in
No.
Tiers, or certainly not as playable characters. They're
No.
yeah, exactly. So, this is like interesting, because like this and the Monk and the Death Knight, they're going to be kind of like interpretations of Tier 6.
He's got a lot of horns going on.
The Demon Hunter has got...
I like how he has 4
Yeah.
on his shoulders, and also this kind of blade in front of his face.
His blade is my favourite thing about this entire
I'm
set.
really
okay?
into the blade.
Because when you see it from the front, it's not such a big deal. You know, you
You're
can
like,
almost
what
not
is
know
that?
it's even there, but then
Yeah.
you see it from the side,
Whoa.
and you're like, hang on, what the actual fuck?
Do you think he just like headbutts people with it?
I think that must be it, yeah. And you have like your tattoos showing here and stuff as well. It's just going to be extra good.
Yeah, I'm really glad you pulled this up on a male night elf, because like the default preview was just a human male.
Yeah, I couldn't
and
deal
just,
with the hate in the
like,
comments
flabby,
if you just showed it as a human
He
male.
just had like flabby human pecs.
Well, I didn't really like the sets from Tier 19 for Demon Hunter, and this for me is going straight back to Demon Hunter roots.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
My only question is, the blade on his head, why does it need to be in between his eyes if he's blind? He should have like a blade across his eyes. He should have spikes all over his eyes. He doesn't need his eyes.
I think that's just for maneuvering.
Yeah, you reckon?
Maneuvering purposes.
Aerodynamics.
And
This is your Death Knight. Another thing that wasn't actually there in Tier 6, obviously. So again, this is an interpretation of what a Death Knight might have looked like in Tier 6.
Do you look at this and do you think this is so Death Knight?
What do you think of it? I don't love it.
I'm not crazy about it.
I can
Maybe
see
it's
what
just this recolor that's not super Death Knighty. I consider it like frosty.
Yeah,
but
this is the frost one. There's like a kind of a green one.
Yeah.
There's not really a red one for blood. There's like
No.
purple and shit like that
Yeah.
as well. But so this is like the kind of the cleanest one,
Yeah.
I guess, which is why we're using it here. I get what they're doing. It is kind of like very retro and very simplistic, especially like the shoulder pads and
Yeah.
and the sort of helm and stuff like that. But for me, the helm is just a little bit bulbous.
makes me think of like a radiator in the basement.
Yeah, it's kind of Dark Souls as well. It's kind of,
Yeah.
I get that. It's
I guess
kind of
it's
old
pretty
school.
cool. I like the little bandages that poke out on his arms.
Yeah, you
and
like
legs.
that? You
I
like-
do.
yeah,
I
yeah,
do
you like
like
the
that.
bandages.
I like his studded slippers. They're pretty chic.
I do like this. I do like the studs on his toes. Those are really, really cool.
Yeah, he just looks like some kind of like farming equipment to me.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
I get that it's like kind of pre-Death Knight in a
Yeah.
way, because they only came in as playable character the next expansion. So in a way, it's kind of like less corrupted than a normal Death Knight.
I get what you're saying.
It's kind of almost like a Death Knight prequel, which I guess is the idea. This is our druid, and
Wow.
this is essentially like an actual carbon copy of the Tier 6, which is something we're going to see quite a lot with these.
His shoes, are hooves.
Oh my god, I didn't see!
Yeah,
Cool.
little angry bird skulls.
Yeah.
Well, big angry bird skulls.
Yes, Angry Birds, right. I think they're really, really cool. No cool, like, glowing spell effects.
No, but
or
that's
anything like
okay.
that, but it is just so high res.
Yeah, and he's got all the druidy stuff going on, like the pelt and
Yeah.
feathers and fur and Hooves.
Absolutely. And what I love about all of these sets is that they're really high res, but because they're from tier 6, the actual designs of them are really simple.
They're pretty classic in a way.
Well, yeah, it's like The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
You know, it's just doing all the exact same things that tier 6 did. And like literally exactly, but just with shinier graphics and stuff.
So this is Hunter, right?
This is the Hunter, yeah.
Wow,
And then
how
this
did I
is
know?
this is like a slightly different version from the tier 6. They do have one that is exactly the same as tier 6.
With
again.
a different helm.
Yeah, exactly, with the face shown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With the moving eye and stuff. But this is a bit more flashy. It's got kind of like shiny green stuff, and it's also got this rather weird sort of like arrow sticking out of the eye, which is the eyeball is not happy about at all.
I love the little twitchy arrow though.
I feel like they kind of copped out of having the arrow right in the middle of the eye.
Yeah, that
You
would
know?
freaked people out a little bit too
Yeah,
much.
I know, but I'd have liked it though.
Personally, I probably would not wear this set.
Really?
But I can see why people would.
You know,
This
because
is
people
not my
fucking love
personal
this
taste.
set,
Of
man.
course, love a pair of gloves that show your knuckles. That
Oh
means it's not
yeah,
messing
shit, man.
around.
He's ripping through that flesh there.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool. Would you wear a shirt under that to cover the arms?
No.
No, you just go full flesh.
Just
mate.
on bare flesh.
Yeah. Because this is Mage.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, what class do you think this is?
And this shit is something else.
I have no idea.
I mean, this is for me, the reason these sets exist is for this one. It's for the Mage
It
one,
is
okay? Because this is
awesome.
like one of the most recognizable sets
Oh yeah.
in kind
This
of
is
WoW
so,
history.
This is such classic Mage.
Yeah, and like the idea that this is a set which is going to exist
Yeah.
in tier 20,
Yeah.
and this is the set that people are going to be getting these shoulders and putting them on because it's going to be their best in slot gear and shit like that.
I love it.
Is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I love
And,
it.
yeah, I mean these shoulders are just so stupid, and they just scream. They scream old school WoW.
And you know what I really like about this is that the shoulders and the helm are really, really out there and super animated and just glowing. But the actual robes are really basic.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're basic and they're not covered with other stuff. It's like, we know where it's at.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it's up here.
They've got such a simpler colour palette than we're used to now as
yeah.
well. Like, this is just a big fucking blob of purple.
Yeah.
You know, and the Hunter one is just a big fucking blob of red. And you're
Yeah.
going to see that shit a mile away. And you're going to see what it is.
I love
And
that.
I really like that. It's,
You're wearing purple and that's it. Maybe some brown.
yeah.
Brown and
yeah.
purple.
Just nuts, isn't it? Look
I
at
love that.
And that's a robe that people still equip and still wear in transmogs and stuff today. Mm-hmm. But to have it in such a high res is going to be just awesome.
gonna be
This is our monk set,
Oh,
which obviously
of
did not
course it
exist
is.
in tier 6 either. So this is, again, an
Okay.
interpretation of where monk might have been in tier 6.
I see the classic impulse to take an animal head and put it over your own head.
Exactly,
That's
which is
pretty
something,
classic
again,
Warcraft,
which fits quite well with tier
right?
6. Which,
I think monks are always going to be a little bit limited in that sense because they're always like, oh, we need to put the balls on them. Or like,
yeah, what,
You know,
it's
like,
you're
monks
just sitting there and
are-
you're like, dudes, I mean, I like what you've done, but we
needs
need to
more
put
balls.
say tiger themed,
It's
and I
very
appreciate the tiger
tiger-themed.
theme here, and I really like I like how many fucking balls there are.
You love the balls.
There's so many balls.
So many balls.
So many balls in this set. What I also like, though, I like the kind of tiger stylings on the boots.
Yes.
They're really cool.
They're really nice.
And I also like, and this is my favourite thing about it, I like the tattoos that you get when you wear it. On your arms.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That is
Like the
cool.
tiger tattoos.
Who's like the cat man, like the cat superhero dude with the
Lionheart?
tiny cat head, with like he has a tiny head and a really big body, like
What the fuck
one
are
of
you talking
He-Man's friends. Yeah.
A superhero?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, wait, you know what wait, am I just making this up?
cat head
Big body
He-Man?
with tiny cat head.
Oh, okay. I like the kind of glow on your face from underneath the
Yeah.
helmet. That's pretty cool.
Gives you a nice
Yeah.
nice
yeah.
skin.
And this is as classic as it gets, yeah? Because this is the fucking Lightbringer set.
Oh my God.
Paladin.
Look
and
at his shoulders. Look at how
Yeah,
glowing. Like
yeah.
they're not glowing. They're beaming with light.
It's just like-
They're not just beaming. They're beaming with additional little sparkles.
Yeah, it's
coming
like
out.
this beam isn't enough. Put the fucking sparkles
Yeah,
on as
because
well.
they're like,
Let's go
no.
wild.
It's like we've got the pants and the top, and like we've got all that stuff. Keep it basic, really basic. Not even really 3D. It's
Yeah.
like just pasted on his body. Like whoever got paid to make this set They were just like, can you just
They earned their fucking money.
They did.
Yeah,
On
totally.
those shoulders.
And this is the thing, the shine in all of these sets tends to be restricted to the shoulders and to the helms as well.
Yeah.
And this is no fucking exception.
Wow.
But I love it. I mean, this is classic. This is as classic as it gets. The only like Paladin set that is more iconic than this is the Judgment set.
Of course.
But this is what it's all about. And you can tell, I mean, this is like so Paladin.
It is so Paladin.
In like
Yeah,
thong
a
over
little
his
bit.
armor.
A little bit.
He is, isn't
That's
he?
clearly
He's
what's
wearing a thong
happening.
over his armor.
It's an interesting mix of hard and soft.
Yeah, as it were. So this is our priest set. I wear this set all of the time.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
But now I'm gonna have it in super high res.
And they have a different version where the shoulders, the eyes are like unblindfolded, and there's just light beaming out of them.
yeah,
They're
and
kinda
actually the
creepy.
halo is a bit different on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see what's happened? The chains
Yes,
have
the
broken
chains have
away.
broke-
She's like blown the chains off with that.
That's amazing.
That is
And now he has
so
a
fucking
halo
cool.
of chain
Oh
around
my
his head.
god! And
That's
this is like the
ridiculous.
most purposely different one.
I love it.
This is so great.
It's so cool.
This is like an evolution.
It is.
And do you think they're going to have more of this stuff going on? Because this is just data mine stuff that we're seeing from 7.2 at the moment.
yeah.
Do you think like all of the sets are going to have their version of this, where it's like an evolution of the set? Because at the moment
like
they're
to
all
think so.
essentially like they've put some extra sparkles and stuff on some of them, but they are essentially just
Lots of sparkles.
complete copies of the last ones. Whereas this one has
Is-
taken that and has evolved it.
It's gone somewhere
which I think
else.
is absolutely brilliant.
I
And
think
I'd
that's-
really love to see the other ones doing it.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Super cool.
And the chain going around the head is just stupid.
and
And
some
I
nice
fucking love it.
plain brown shoes.
Yeah.
Just to
Guys, help us out. This didn't happen in Tier 6, did it? This is like a
No.
completely new thing.
It must be.
Yeah, totally. This is like, I might be wrong. I'm often wrong about stuff like this because I don't always remember it correctly. But I'm pretty certain this is completely new. And it's such a beautiful kind of... It's so recognisable as
Yeah.
that armour set, but then they've taken it this extra stage, and it's fucking awesome. This is our rogue set. I really love about this these kind of half-filled vials of blood
Ooh, or poison.
on the I guess they are poison, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah, on the knees, and he's like used
And
some of
everywhere.
it already. Yeah.
They're on his elbows and his chest and his crotch.
I'd really like to see like
Literally
a
everywhere.
water effect kind of when it's moving properly, that this stays sort of level sort of thing.
Yeah, he
So-
would be so good around the house.
What?
He's like-
Because he's full of poison?
No, because he's spirit level man.
Oh right, so for picking up shells and shit.
Yeah, and he can put up like several at the same time.
Yeah, the Legion kind of outline effect.
Yeah, I love that.
That they've added here. This is really cool. The other models of this than the recolors, they don't have this little mask bit in front of the face. It's just the face.
Yeah.
I like the mask bit.
Me too.
I think the mask bit's kind of important.
Me too.
Especially if you're
It's
like a
very
blood
rogue.
elf female.
Totally.
Yeah,
You gotta be masked.
That shit's gonna look awesome. This is our shaman, and I've put him on a dwarf.
Looks pretty
He's a
familiar.
shaman. Yeah, it looks very familiar. It's pretty much again exactly the same as the Tier 6 one. Is this like one of the most iconic shaman sets? Do you think?
Clawed feet.
Oh right, yeah.
Clawed metal feet.
I totally get like that. There's something kind of like a gargoyle-y and
Yeah.
sort of statuesque about it.
You
isn't
can just
there?
hear him clumping around, like metal clumps as he runs.
They remind me of the
towards
feet of like the dogs in Ghostbusters, the statue dogs that come to life and
Yeah.
shit. But it's not that at all.
No.
Because there is a really good recolor of this
Ooh.
one, which maybe isn't quite so shamany. This is quite druidy for
Yeah.
me. It kind of
Even
reminds me of
slightly
the
priesty.
yeah. I get you, but it kind of reminds me of the Tier 19.
Or his
Druid, and yeah, you've got like
or his
getting fucking
shoulders
sucked into
are, like,
his shoulders
sucking
there.
in. Yeah, that's
really
amazing.
cool and really awesome.
Sucking in the elements.
Yeah, totally sucking those elements right on in.
Suck them up.
Story of my fucking life.
Yeah.
It's just not very shamany, but I just love it. I think it's so cool, so awesome. It keeps the same silhouette then as the old set,
Yeah.
which I think is really awesome. What
Okay.
class do you think this is?
Wow, this is the class that I should re-roll.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I say this every time we do one of these videos and look at Warlock
I
sets.
know,
I
I
go,
know.
well, what the fuck? Obviously, I should be playing
know.
Warlock right now.
This is amazing.
For me, this is like one of the all-time iconic just Warcraft sets.
Yeah, of
ever.
course it is.
Um,
but I love like all the detail they've put into it to make it so much more beautiful.
And it's mostly the lighting effects that they put into it
lighting
as well.
effects are great. More
Yeah.
lighting effects. For,
Do you know what this is
for-
like?
for
This is
armor.
like, when you see like old buildings,
Yeah.
like old castles and stuff in city centres
And you
and
see
shit,
them illuminated.
and they're just illuminated with
I
like
totally
super
get
luminous
that.
lights.
I get
And
that.
you're like, wow, I can see it's really old, and
Yeah.
I can see it's really classic,
But it's really pretty.
but it's just
and
lit
cool.
up really nicely,
I
and
totally
that's exactly what
agree.
this set
And
is.
I love how the underneath of his horns is lit up, even with
Yeah.
ominous pink glow.
So cool, and I do love the kind of the outline effect that they're doing a lot of. at the
yeah, and
moment.
even coming out of his gloves.
Yeah,
like those-
yeah, so kind of like focused and
Yeah.
distinct. And that helmet is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Again, this is like a super iconic warrior set. Just the way the light effects can work now, coming out of like the sort of the cracks of the armor and shit, just makes it look
Seeping out.
so much more badass than it
Even
ever
from
did before.
under his shoes. Right?
Oh wow, yeah.
Right? It's like there's always something busting out.
It's a bald, smooth head.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of just poking up from the top of the fucking snowplow at
Yeah.
the front,
Yes.
which is just so crazy.
Yes.
It is like his face is just a spiky snowplow.
Feels very hoardy.
Yeah, it feels super hoardy, this one.
But I love that I believe that he's actually really dangerous.
I guess this is kind of like a reworking. There's no kind of cool animation or stuff going on, but it is just super badass.
Yeah.
I guess this is kind of Gromashi. They've not Gromashi, like Garroshi. You know how he's got the big horns that he wears on his paws. I guess that's kind of maybe like an allusion to that. These kind of metal bits coming over the top here.
I like how he's a furnace, but touched by fel.
Yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah.
He has a spiky head.
Well, exactly. The spikes have been moved from the snowplow onto the bald head, and they've left holes where they were that the fire is seeping through.
Nice,
You see?
nice.
Pretty badass. So that was our look at the tier 20 armor sets. We're knackered. We've been away on Taliesin birthday business.
Yeah,
so,
Taliesin birthday. Day.
yeah, but that is so awesome to see and like really exciting times. I'm pretty sure that's not the last that we're going to see of those tier sets. I think they are going to change. I wouldn't be surprised to see lots more stuff like that.
Yeah, especially the ones that evolve a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I think
change, they're like
that's going to be a thing. I think
the
that
next step in
definitely.
armor.
I think that priest one is a sign of things that we can expect for all of those armor sets. I wouldn't be surprised to see some really cool shit. That is not the end of it. There's going to be more evolution, I'm certain. But either way, it's going to be really fucking cool to go into the Tomb of Sargeras,
nice.
fight Kill Jaden, which
Yeah.
is super fucking old school in itself. Get these really old school loots.
Yeah.
I feel like this is such a fan service.
Oh, I love
fucking
it, and I can't wait to
expansion.
see. I can't wait to see people who are in guilds or raid groups where you have one person wearing the old armor and someone else wearing the new armor.
Yeah, seriously. And what I really like about all of these sets is if someone is wearing the new armor, I think it's kind of always going to look better than wearing the old armor.
Totally.
It's like it hasn't kind of changed stuff for the sake of it. It just it's the same but just a bit cooler. What do you think, guys? Let us know your opinions in the comments below.
Are you gonna re-roll Warlock just to wear the helm?
Yeah, it must get a bit boring re-rolling to Warlock every single time a new tier set comes out. Because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, but
know.
the Warlock
Everyone's
though,
right.
so...
Yeah.
What is that your favourite one out of all those? the Warlock?
It's up there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was your favourite in that case?
Warlock.
Fuck you. Thank you for joining us today, and an extra special big thank you to all of our patrons who help make this channel possible. Without you, these videos would be a lot rarer than they actually are. You can follow us on Twitter and on Twitch, and subscribe if you fancy. You're probably subscribed anyway if you're watching this, certainly if you made it this far.
Seriously, at this point, come on, guys.
Yeah, do you know what, right?
You know what?
Oh, you were so upset the other day when
Yeah.
someone watched our video and didn't subscribe.
Yeah.
You cried, you were
Yeah.
sweary and quite scary as well.
I was.
Don't make her do that.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
For his sake.
For my sake, for the sake of everyone, for the sake of the world.
Just subscribe.
Yeah, please
Thanks,
do.
guys.
So yeah, guys, thank you very much. We said the word guys too much there, so thank you.
And girls.
And we'll see you. Well, this is the thing, right? There's just so much fucking stuff going on with 7.1.5 at the moment. I'd really like to do like a proper look at 7.2 and stuff, but I just don't care. It's really exciting, and there's loads of cool shit, and I like looking at all the new models and stuff, but essentially I'm still just like really focused on 7.1.5. I don't have time to think about 7.2 yet.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Which is nice. You're living in the moment, Taliesin.
Good place to be. I will always live in the moment.
Always.
Yeah, because it means I can forget about my hideous past and my uncertain future. So, the present is the place to be.
It's a gift.
Having said that, let's forget about the present and think forward to next time where we'll see you. So from me, Taliesin.
And me, Evitel.
Cheerio.